Hello, everyone. Make sure my computer's off. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here today. It's William here from Allegory Gallery. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you're all doing well out there. If you're out there, please say hi in the comments. Lots of comments today. All right. Say hi in the comments. Let me know you're there. Happy Thursday, everyone. This week is flying by. I've been very busy here today at the cottage, shipping out orders from the A Song in My Heart kits that people have been grabbing. We added, if you don't know what that is, that's the kit we made in honor of Dolly Parton. We are donating a portion of each sale to the Imagination Library chapter here at the Ligonier Valley Library. So um, we ran out of the very first kit. So yesterday during the live, Andrew created a second kit. He created a luxury bead blend and he created an acrylic pendant. And all of those things now, you were able to claim those yesterday and this morning, but all of those things now are in the online store. So if you'd like to grab yours, you can grab them in the online store today. And they're all there waiting for you. Hello, Norma. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing great. Everything else, I've been packing orders. Some of y'all probably have seen that. I didn't get through today's orders in the online store. So if you place an order today, didn't get through there. One of the things I will say, if you bought one of Andrew's Root Baby paintings, I have not shipped those out yet. I've been shipping things after that. I keep leaving them at home. Sorry about that. Plus, they also need to be, I need to cut cardboard and I need to, when we ship his paintings, there's a little bit of a different process. So I'm still working on that. But things after that are going out. The kits are going out really quickly for y'all. I know this is kind of, since she passed, a lot of you are trying to probably make jewelry to honor her, and we're trying to get that out to you quickly. So those things are going out. I realized today I accidentally, when I when I uploaded the pendants, I put the wrong price on them, y'all. And I just realized that here just before the live, and I'm changing that now. So if you have bought any of the pendants in the online store, they were meant to be $8. They ended up being $14. So if you are watching this, there are two choices. I can either refund you the difference, or we can use that money as a donation toward the library. So you let me know if you ordered any of those pendants, what you'd like us to do. If I don't hear back from people, I will probably just be issuing refunds for those starting tomorrow. So sorry about that. Sometimes I copy something from earlier, and in this case, the pendant little write-up was already in with the luxury bead blend and pendant set, and I copied the entire thing and messed up the pricing. So sorry about that if you're one of those people. I mean, people still bought them and paid for them. So I don't think anybody minded, but it was a mistake. It wasn't the same price we offered in the live last night. And we always try to offer that same price in the live. Sometimes things in the online store do go up in price because it takes more to do that. I have to take pictures and all that. So there's that. But also we're trying to keep these because of what it is, the same pricing. And the pendant should not be the same price as a pendant and a luxury bead blend, even though the pendant and luxury bead blend were severely lowered in price of what they would be separately. Anyway, if that happened to you, please, you can reach out to me and let me know what you want me to do. I can either do a refund or we can just forward that amount to the Imagination Library. We may just donate it anyway. That might be the easiest way. So that is what's been going on. Let's see here. Susie White is here. Marianne is here. Hello, hello. Susie, our neighbor, is here too. Thank you so much for being here. Jen has just joined us. Hello, Jen. People are filtering in now. Thank you all so much for being here with us. thank you all so much for the orders in the online store. We really appreciate it. Each order I made a whole collection now, since we have multiple things on the homepage for all of the kind of in honor of Dolly Parton items that we have going out there right now. And so anytime you order any of those things from that collection, we are going to make a donation, and we are trying to, make the donation as nice as possible. So, sorry, I just found something here and I'm wondering if it's broken or if it's useful. It's broken. Um, broken glass, no good. So that is on the homepage of allegorygallery.com. If you'd like to grab anything, if you haven't already, please do. If you're rewatching the lives from yesterday, you can no longer claim the items there. They are now only available in the online store. And that's what happens once things go into the online store. Hey, Anne, thanks for joining us. Glad you're here. I don't know if Andrew's going to come up and join me today. He was working really hard on finishing up his sculpture. So he stayed home today to work on that. It's easier for him to work from home. He doesn't get as distracted by other things when he comes into the studio. So he remained at home. I got some good news with some of my pottery. I'm going to show you some of my pottery in a little bit. I had shown, let me see if I was at my pottery class yesterday, and let me see, is it here? I had shown at one point, I think I showed it. Maybe I didn't. Guess I didn't. I just, hold on. I don't know if my sound's going to go off when I go into this. Can you all still hear me? I don't know if you can still hear me while I do this or not. But here it is. Do, 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 do. It's this one. All right. While I upload that, Kimberly's here. Hello, Kimberly. Thank you for joining us. So I posted on my William Tries Things earlier today, I think, that I had been talking about here on the live my little dishes. I've been trying to do my little dishes in a different way, and after last week, I kind of reported back that they were kind of garbage. They did not turn out the way I wanted them to, and my teacher did not think there was much hope for them. So I was going to put a clear coat on them and use them maybe for donations or giveaways or things like that. We get a lot of requests for that kind of thing in the physical store. So I thought, if nothing else, it can be something we can use for, baskets and things like that when people ask for donations. Well, I got them back. So they look like, whoa, they look like this. And while that, I don't know, I think it looks kind of terrible. Some people were saying they don't look that bad. But under each one of those colors, you can kind of see a little bit of the dot work and line work that I was trying to do. And if those had just come out glazed on top like that, I didn't really care for it, but I decided to clear coat them anyway because I like a glossy finish on things, and I'm glad that's what happened, because they actually came out really nice, and I'm kind of very excited by them. So I'm going to show those to you today in just a little bit, once we flip the camera around, and hopefully you'll like those. I'm going to load them up. I've already loaded them up in the online store. I didn't turn them on yet though. So I'm going to load them up and turn them on after I show them to you. I want you all to be the first to see them. And then if you want to go and grab any of them, they'll be available in the online store. Some of these are pretty small. So I lowered the price on them a little bit, compared to the kind of larger dishes that I was making. I'm trying to still figure all that out, but there's still a lot of work. The smaller ones are actually a little bit, sometimes they're harder to make. So it's hard to justify lowering the price because I know what went into them, but also when somebody gets something small, unless they're like miniatures, they don't expect the price to be as much as something bigger because they're looking more at material value a lot of times than the actual work and time it takes to make something smaller. So anyway, that's that. I did lower the price on some of them, so I will post those in the online store here in just a little bit, but I'm going to show them to you first once we flip the camera around. Um, Vicky's here. Hello, Vicky. Marion says we can hear you. Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear while I'm doing that. Because what I'm doing is I'm searching through my photo album to find the photos. It allows me to post on here. And sometimes when it puts things in front of the screen, it blocks the sound. I found, but maybe not on this. Maybe it was the other studio we used to use. Kimberly's here on Facebook as well. Thank you for joining us in both places. That makes those numbers go up, makes people look like we're watching us. So yeah, my whole day has been spent mostly up here shipping. Um, I took the cats out a little bit earlier today, and we had a nice little part of the afternoon out. Hey, Susan, thank you for joining us today. The cats and I went outside a little bit. We hung out. My mom sent her grandkitties some kidnip. We call it kidnip, catnip, kid drugs. And so um, we had a little feast of catnip out on the porch, and they loved it. So we did that, and my mom also sent some that had a little bit of rooting on it, so I buried it in the dirt, and we'll see. We have a really hard time growing catnip here. We did get a little plant springing up over by our fig. I don't know why. I don't ever remember actually planting anything there. Um, but stuff sprouted up over there. So we've got catnip coming up over there. Gertie found it the one day and made it happen, or let me know it was happening. Kimberly is saying hi to Andrew, but I am not seeing Andrew. Oh, there he is. Okay. There's Andrew. Hey, Andrew, how's the sculpture guy? I was saying that you were busy at home working on that, so you didn't get distracted here. Gilbert has been hiding since the storm. Thank goodness I heard thunder. I had the windows down because it was such a hot day here. I was like, I'm going to leave the windows down in the van because if I have to get back in it to go home at any point, it's going to be sweltering hot. And then the thunder boomed. And I was like, I got to get the van windows up. So thank goodness I heard thunder before the rain came, because it was a storm. It poured down rain. Um, Smoky Cat's there. Hello, Smoky Cat. Thank you for joining us, Smoky. Brooke has just joined us. Hello, Brooke. Thank you for joining in today. Laura has just joined us. Hello, Laura. Glad you can be here. I still remember the one time I gave Moo Kitty fresh catnip. She loved it. Rolled around for quite a while. Yes, my mom has tons of catnip that grows. It grows like a weed at her house. So she every once in a while sends clippings home with me or brings them to me at the shop for our kids, and they love it. So I'm trying to plant some so that we have some fresh stuff more often for them. But we also keep a canister of dried stuff that we order in for them throughout the winter too, so they can have treats here and there. They don't like the dry stuff as much, but they get pretty crazy for it, especially when they don't have access to the fresh. Um, so they had a good time with that today. We played outside for a little bit and then came back in. I had a little bit of lunch, and then I came up here to the cottage and have been working up here ever since. I took pictures of the latest kit. um, I just A Song in My Heart kit 2, um, called it that. And then we have the luxury bead blend and the pendants, and they are now, like I said, in the online store for those of you who may missed it. If you were trying to claim them from watching a replay from yesterday, they're no longer claimable through email. You just go online and grab them there at allegorygallery.com. And so there are still some available. I also mentioned to people that I accidentally, if you ordered any of the pendants, I accidentally made them the wrong price. So if you did order any of the pendants earlier, what we'll probably do is just add that to the donation. People still bought them, so I'm assuming you still want them. But I'll probably just add that amount to the donation. I have changed and modified the price now, so they are the correct pricing. But when I first put them up there before, and people ordered quickly, so I didn't even notice it until I started seeing orders come in. I'm like, that's not the right price. So I'll add that to the donation. If you would prefer to have a refund to your card, just let me know. All right. But I'm assuming because people bought them, they're okay with the price. But since it wasn't quite right, we're not going to take the money. We'll donate that money to the Imagination Library here at the Ligonier Valley Library. Um, Phil loves fresh catnip while Smokey doesn't. Most of our cats love it. Some of them love it more than others. Barnaby goes wild for it generally. Gertie, she pretends that she likes it. She goes a little crazy for it, but then when she actually goes to eat it, she doesn't eat very much. She kind of just walks away. But that could also be because the other cats like are swarming. She doesn't like that. Um, she eats last because the other cats come running to the plate. And she's the littlest. I think she is kind of last in line. Her or Gilbert switch off last in line. But she just doesn't like when there's a big to do. She doesn't want to be involved in that. So I think that's kind of what it is. But she will eat it too. Most of them will all eat the catnip. Um, you will find her usually after everyone else rolling around in it if there's any left. Especially when we have dry stuff, we pour dry stuff on their plates. They each have little individual plates for treats, and she will sometimes be out there rolling around in it by herself. It's pretty dang cute. Um, so that's been my day. A lot of you probably have seen stuff going out if you have orders placed with us. Um, if there's something holding up the order for any reason, or something I have to do a little bit special for the order, I may have skipped it for the moment. Um, but I've been trying to get them out as quickly as possible. Like I said, especially with these dolly kits and things, I know it's kind of, it just happened and people probably want their kids to use. So we're doing that. Daniel Tiger doesn't seem to care, says Anne, much about catnip. Unless someone mentions it and I say he doesn't care, then he will attack it in front of them to make me a liar. That's funny. That's funny. Leslie says, good evening, everyone. Hello, Leslie. Andrew says, I'm guessing we're not getting pizza tonight. Oh, no, I totally forgot. I've been so busy up here. We were gonna get pizza at Connections. They do a porch pizza party. They do it on the grill. Um, yeah, I don't know what time, unless you want to go down and get it, which I doubt you're gonna do that. Um, what time is it till? Maybe we'll get it tomorrow night too. They never say. They never say what time, because they close at 3 normally is what they say, but they're saying Thursday and Friday night. So I have no idea how late it goes. Um, oh wait, Thursday night grilled pizza it started at 5, but I have no idea how late it's going to go. So yeah, sorry, I blanked because I've been up here. Um, I lost track of life. Now where'd my, I also lost track of what is going on. My tabs, there they are. My tabs went away on my browser. I couldn't find my way back to here. Um, yeah, so we were gonna try and get pizza tonight, but I totally lost track of time. I've been working on stuff like I said, I got my dishes back and they worked out so well. I started taking pictures of those. They're in the online store now, but I don't have them live yet. So I'm going to show them all to you first. So you all get to see my dishes first. And if you want to grab them, I will put them online here right during the live so you can run over and get some if you want them. But I wanted you all to be the first to see, because I kind of promised that in the Facebook post I made today. And I like it whenever you get to see them first and you get to see them on video. So it's a little bit better. Donna just joined us. Hello, Donna. Thank you for being here today. We've got 22 people watching so far. Thank you so much for being here. Anne says, I saw that Woolly Wire owner is reopening her shop. I hate to even put this out into the world, but I thought the person was no longer around. I have no idea who that is. I don't. Andrew probably does. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. Um, Marianne says, I don't know how my cats feel about catnip. Poor deprived cats. What? You have never, ever given them fresh catnip? Even dried catnip? They are deprived. I'm sure they're so deprived. Also, my mom sent over, so my mom ordered, her cat sometimes has some allergies and runny eyes and stuff. Her cat has FIV as well, and is, I think, 9 years old. And he's doing great, knock on wood. But he sometimes has allergies and runny eyes and stuff like that. And um, so she bought him some of these little snacks that are supposed to be anti-allergy snacks for cats. And because Barnaby has asthma, she sent some over to us. We got a delivery today to give them a try. She got him a little small packet to give him a try. You're supposed to give one snack per like pound of body weight, and Barnaby's so light. I gave him like 8. I don't even know if he weighs 8 pounds. He's a little light boy. Um, but um, I gave him some, and we'll see how it goes. She said to keep giving them him. They can't hurt. Um, and they're like an L-lysine or something, and they're good for cat allergies, I guess. So we're gonna give those to him and see if they help. He's had a few, and we'll keep giving them to him, and we'll update you on the progress, if they seem to help or not. Uh, Andrew says, my friend is supposed to come over to the cottage tomorrow. Nice. Pick up pizzas tomorrow. I can pick up pizza on the way home from Yanni's, or we can get it tomorrow night at Connections, maybe. We'll see. Just we'll have to know before I come home. Andrew says, I thought it was Karen Totten's daughter who had that. I don't even know. Don't even know. Leslie says, I met her years ago and wanted to do a collaboration, but she wasn't interested. I think she thought I was a scammer. So sad. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know. Don't know. Donna says, oh my gosh, the cat I used to have loved fresh catnip. Yeah. Yeah. Anne says, Leslie, your designs would be great with woolly wire. Jen says, you might have reeled in a few extra viewers with the promise of seeing final ceramics. I don't know. I don't know. It's not really extra. We have 23 people watching. We are so happy you're all watching. This is generally about where we just hit 24. That's nice. Thank you so much. That's usually about where we get on a live at some of the highest. So thank you all for being here. Everybody must be enjoying their Thursday night, hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Hopefully you all like the chat. If you're out there, please feel free to say hi. Even if you're new, we would love to hear from you. Let us know maybe where you're tuning in from, how your week's been, what you're doing today, what kind of jewelry you make. We are a jewelry supply company. We sell jewelry, art, beads. If you don't know who we are, I also make ceramics. Andrew makes metalwork as well. And we hang out on these lives every single weekday, Monday through Friday. And we're actually going to have a live on Saturday with our friend Danielle Wicks as well. So maybe some of you all saw that and noticed that and are over here now. But we're going to be hanging out with Danielle on Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern time in the afternoon. And hopefully you'll join us there as well on Saturday. It's going to be fun. We sent some items over to Danielle, and we are going to have a make it on the fly. We're just going to design on the fly. We're going to play with the Allegory Gallery fine pewter line and make some stuff. I'm probably going to do that from the shop because I'm going to be up there. Generally, I'm usually up there until 6, but I'll close the shop early on Saturday and start right from there. So it should be a lot of fun. I think so anyway. So I hope all goes well. I might also try to come home early. We'll see, because the internet is better here. So I might have to do that. We'll see. But either way, we hope you'll join us and hang out with us. And if you have any Allegory Gallery fine pewter pieces, that's what we're playing with. So hopefully you'll pull those out and you can play along with us, design on the fly with us. And, you know, post in the Design Challenges group on Facebook with us what you've made during the live. That would be a lot of fun. So hopefully people will make along with us. I think it's always more fun when more people make things. We love to see what you make. We love to see how you use our designs. And if you'd like to play along, join us. Of course, if you just want to watch too, that's okay. You can watch too. Donna said, I'm working on my Dolly inspired piece and hopefully can finish it tomorrow. Nice. That's awesome. That was the Allegory Gallery live challenge, the AG live challenge the other day. Andrew uh, instituted or proposed was to make a Dolly inspired piece. So since Dolly Parton has passed, sadly, we put out the kits and the bead blends and the pendants, but also we're asking you to make a Dolly inspired piece and post it as the AG Live challenge in the Design Challenges group and also on your own timelines. We'd love it if you tag us, though. We don't often see things unless you tag us, and it's very difficult these days to search hashtags. They've turned a lot of that off, so it's hard to search hashtags. So please tag us. Let me get back over here to the comments. Anne says, it is Karen's daughter Eleanor. I must have something confused in my mind about why I thought her shop closed. I don't know. Just because I don't know doesn't mean anything. um, I am out of that loop. Usually Andrew's the one tuned into all that. So DM Andrew and check it out if there is, if you're thinking the right thing. I'm sure he will know. I believe Brooke said up above she had a rough week. Sorry to hear that, Brooke. Hopefully you're doing better. I know it's been a rough week as far as some of our favorite people passing. But whatever is going on for you, I hope you're getting better. So yeah, that's what's going on here. How have you all been? I have no idea what we're gonna have for dinner now because as Andrew said, I I was supposed to get pizza tonight at the pizza party, the grilled pizza party, and lost track of time. Andrew says, I was going to do a Yayoi Kusama kit to honor her, but didn't come up to the cottage today. Yeah, Andrew's been busy. He's at home working on his sculpture, his beaded sculpture, and he needs the time to do that. So we'll see. Maybe I'll run to, I don't know. I might have to run to Walmart tonight and just pick up some pizzas and see, because Andrew has to work. And we don't have enough leftovers. Last night, Andrew made a wonderful sort of pasta with zucchini, and he cut up some of the meatloaf he made into little small pieces and kind of made the meat pieces in the pasta with the zucchini and veggies. It was really good. But between us eating a bunch of it last night and me eating some of it for lunch today, there's only like one little small portion left. I left for him in case he wanted to have some lunch later. But yeah, we don't have much left. We do still have corn. I have lots of corn we've got to make that my brother gave us, that his neighbor gave him. So we've got the corn to make. We've got a lot of fresh veggies, but I know Andrew definitely has to work. So I might just run to Walmart tonight. Oh no, I can't. I can't even do that. Our Walmart's closed because our friend Susie, our neighbor, told us that she just said, remember, Walmart's closed until the water's repaired. So they had a water issue. And our Walmart's closed, so I can't even do that. So we have veggies in the freezer. Maybe I'll make some stir fry or something when I get home, because I know Andrew has to concentrate on working on his sculpture and get that done. I don't want to take time away from that. So yeah, so that's that. And we don't usually finish the live in time for me to run to Dollar General or anything like that. So that's all right. We'll figure something out. We've got food in the house. So yeah, my allergies have been out of this world lately. I don't know, and not in a good way. I don't know about y'all. I can barely breathe these past like week, and I have no idea why. I think it's the hay fever. I think it's because I at one point in my life I got a bunch of those prick tests for allergies, and ragweed was the only thing that came up for me. And I'm thinking it's going crazy right now because I'm like I feel like I can barely get enough air in my system. I can barely breathe through my nose. I'm like taking gasps through my mouth. It will not calm down. So I don't know if anyone else is having those issues, but I certainly am. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I feel like the allergies are out of this world right now. I don't have itchy eyes and stuff, thank goodness, but I cannot. My nose, my nasal stuff is going wild. Um, Susan Siegel joined us. Hello, Susan. I got your email earlier. We're going to take a look for you. I know you're still looking for blue purple things. I pulled a few things today that maybe not many though. I didn't get really a good chance to look. Um, I pulled a real mishmash of stuff today, and I think it's fun. Um, but there's no rhyme or reason other than I'm like, ooh, this looks good. Ooh, this looks good. Um, so that's what I did today. Um, sorry, I was looking up something. Um, there we go. Um, okay, there we go. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to find the tab. Every time I go, the tabs are like my tabs on my. I don't want to close out my browser because I don't think it'll shut this down, but I don't want to close it out. But the tabs are not quite working for some reason. Sue says I'm not in a hurry. Okay, good. Says I've been moving real slow lately. I wish we have not. We've been moving pretty quickly. Um, this week we're having a chance, I feel like, maybe not really to slow down, but to um, I've not had to be up as early as I have been the last few weeks, which has been really nice. But I'm still doing a lot and still getting a lot done and still moving at a pretty quick pace. Um, but anyway, what are y'all having for dinner? Like I said, I don't have a clue what we're gonna have, but maybe I'll make some stir fry. I think we have enough stuff to make stir fry. We should have rice usually, and I know we have some veggies in the freezer, and I can cut up some extra veggies. We've got onions. I got some onions. I got some spring onions. I got some cabbage. I got some potatoes, and I got some green and wax beans at the farmer stand the other day. Um, so we've got some good veggies in the house to do something with. Um, let's see here. Marion says operate at a less frantic space pace. Um, maybe I can't. Maybe no. Where I don't feel frantic generally. But I the other day I was. The other day I was saying about how I don't feel like I feel like we've been doing so much. I don't have like a hold on what's going on, but I'm getting better with that one. So that's good. But I don't mind being a little bit frantic as long as I'm getting things done and things are getting done, pretty well, which I'm happy about. Um, Leslie had a glass of honey infused bourbon. Good dinner. Good dinner, right? Cro Donna had crock pot chicken thigh and a salad. Ooh, I do love crock pot chicken. I used to love it, love it, love it. My mom would make it every once in a while. My mom usually used chicken in a lot of things because it was the less expensive generally for us. And so we would have chicken breast with a lot of things. Um, but sometimes she would do crock pot chicken. My grandmother also used to do crock pot chicken with rice, like a whole grain rice, and it was really good. It was like fall off the bone good. Um, but a lot of times we just had boneless chicken thighs because they were the most inexpensive and easy to cook for my mom. And we'd have that with spaghetti and with a lot of other things. Um, Susan says, "Oh my, Leslie, what a dinner!" Marianne had yogurt, Triscuit crackers, and an apple. That doesn't sound like enough protein. Aren't you supposed to be up in your protein? Crackers, an apple, and yogurt does not sound like a lot of protein, Marianne. Checking on you. Are you doing enough? Who am I to say? I have no idea what you're doing in your plan. I'm sure you know better than me. Um, Brooke says I had stir fry and a glass of wine. Sounds good. We might have stir fry tonight. Might have to get Andrew a glass of wine too. We'll see. Marianne says it needs some fiber, Leslie. uh, May's here. Hello, May. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Um, Donna says, I love doing it that way because it's too hot to cook in a skillet right now. Yes. We got hot today, and hot means 80 degrees. It went up to about 80 degrees today, and it got pretty humid. It was very humid. I don't know what it's been like outside. I haven't been outside since the rain, so I don't know if it cooled things down or took humidity out or made it worse. I don't know what the forecast says. 82% humidity. That still feels pretty hot. Pretty hot. Let's see. Jen says it depends on the type of yogurt. Greek yogurt has a lot of protein. For a whole day, that for dinner, when you're supposed to be upping your protein, Marion says my protein is over 75 grams today, which is the minimum. LOL. Okay. You've hit your minimum. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Ooh, I just turned and my back went. I don't know, you probably could have heard that if you listened close enough. Rice, crackers, and hummus for Anne tonight. Nice. That sounds good. I love hummus. I haven't had hummus in a long time, actually. I don't know why we haven't bought any hummus in a while. Sometimes it makes me break out now, I think, depending on the brand. So that's probably the preservatives in it that some brands use. That's probably why I'm afraid to try it. Andrew says, I want a glass of wine. Okay, maybe I can pick you up some from the sheets on the way home, get you some if you really want it. I'll try and remember to get it from the sheets on the way home. May says, love hummus, Anne. I found one made with lemon. Yummy. Ooh, that sounds good. Andrew says it feels sticky out. Yeah, we had to finally close all the windows in the house. We had the windows open for the last few days, like days, not just nights, but days, because it was so relaxingly cool through most of the day and dry. And today the temperature went up, and so did the humidity. Not great. Not great. Let's see here. Marion says, I actually had skyr, which is higher than Greek yogurt. Nice. Leslie said, I had a high fiber lunch. I also normally have a high fiber breakfast. That's good. Got to keep that fiber in us, right? Donna says, we had a nice day today, high of 87 with like 40% humidity. That's not bad, especially for what I think y'all have been having, right? That's pretty good. Marion says, okay, Leslie, then honey infused bourbon for dinner passes muster, right? Um, Anne says, oh, Marianne, skier is one of the most fun words to say. My sister eats it, and every time she says it, I have to say it again and again. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I have no idea how it's actually pronounced. I've never seen that before. Skier? Skier? Skiar? Oh, no. Norma says, I had a chicken salad sandwich and the best corn on the cob I've had this year. Ooh, nice. Our corn on the cob has been pretty good. Um, it's been pretty good. I don't think we had some 2 nights ago, I think, and I don't think I cooked it long enough. I did it in the microwave and it was still a little bit hard. I like it when it gets a little bit softer because it gets a little bit sweeter. And I should have put it in for like another minute per batch that I made. May says, me too, Leslie. All bran buds with flax meal is my usual breakfast. Healthy, but not fun at all. Doesn't sound fun. Doesn't sound fun. Laura says, please press the thumbs up, everybody. Have you done that yet? Got 22 people watching. Do that, y'all. Hit that. This skier is made here in Canada, but by an Icelandic fellow. Nice. Andrew says it was good. The corn was good. It was good. I think it should have been a little softer. I like it when it cooks a little bit more and gets a little more tender. Um, I think our cats do too, because normally Idabelle attacks me for the corn. And I gave her a few pieces and she wanted nothing to do with it. I think it wasn't sweet enough for her. Marianne says more like skier, I think. Okay. Skier. Anne says, thanks for the reminder. I think that's for the thumbs up. Yeah, please hit that. Do it. Do it, y'all. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, let me close this down. Sorry. All right. So y'all are having pretty good dinner. That's good. I don't know what we're gonna have. Like I said, probably some stir fry or something. That's kind of my quick go-to. If I don't know what to make. Hopefully we have rice. We'll see. Anyway, let's flip the camera around and let's take a look at some of my pottery before we get into the actual lots tonight. So like I said, my pottery originally I thought was going to be garbage. Why can't I figure out? I'm trying to do too many things, like talking and doing things at the same time. Sorry, I have to shut up to be able to do what I'm trying to do here. So here are, I showed this earlier. This is what my pots came out like the other day. Last week, I found out about these and I thought, oh, those are garbage. Because all my decorating is hidden underneath. It was an underglaze that I used, and that's not what I wanted, not one bit. And so my pottery teacher, she said, I'm sorry, but I think that's how they're going to come out. This is how they were bisqued. It's probably how they're going to come out when we fire them. So I don't like things matte. I said, I'm going to put a clear coat on them, a clear glaze, and we'll fire them. And I'll use them for, like I said, giveaways or like donations. If people ask for basket donations or things like that, we get a lot of that in the shop. And so I'm glad I tried it instead of just like tossing these, because here is what happened, y'all. Here is what happened. Look at these. Look at how beautiful these all came out. All the designs came through, and I'm so happy with how these came out. So those are my latest dishes that I've created. There are 6 of them. Because these came out so well, I am continuing making them this way. I have access to kind of more colors doing them this way than I was doing them before, to get this kind of transparent color over to make this black, my black lines and things pop. So let me move the light over here a little bit. So this is the first one. I also can use it on the bottom, so I can decorate. They're not glossy on the bottom because I can't add the gloss because they'll stick to the kiln, but I can gloss them to a certain point. And so I can also do the bottoms in color where I couldn't do that before. Well, I could have always done that before, I guess, but I can do different patterns, and I could actually do the dots and things on the bottom now if I want to, and some of that. This one I made, I don't know how well this is going to work, but this one, I made it so that it can hold things, but maybe also, let's try it, maybe also pour. Yeah, I made it so it can pour little beads, like seed beads. It's a little bit rolly though, so I didn't really factor that in, but I did make it. I wanted to make some with a few spouts, and I have a few more of those coming. These are right now in the online store, so if you'd like to purchase them, I just turned them on. You can get them at allegorygallery.com. And you can purchase them there. So just look under my section. It's right on the home page. Allegory Gallery. Let me make sure I'm still on the homepage. Did I take myself off the homepage? No, they are on the homepage, allegorygallery.com, and you can grab them there. And so this one, like I said, pours little seed beads. That was hard to make. And I'm glad it works because I had no idea if it was going to work or not. And this one has green on the bottom. And then there's this one. These are folded like a kind of like an origami kind of fold. And I outlined that. And then it has the colors, kind of the opposite colors on the bottom. Let's see here. People are liking them. Thank you so much. Let's see. Kim has joined us. Hello, Kim and Vivian. Checking in from steamy San Diego. It's steamy here too. Thank you all for being here. Donna says, wow, they're beautiful. Anne says, wow, such a great transformation. Ooh, nice, says Marianne. Love the orange one particularly. I do too. This is one of my favorites. This one I think is my absolute favorite. I just love, love, love how this one came out. It doesn't, it doesn't hold much, and it's more decorative than anything, but I just love these little curly cues that came out, this kind of twisted kind of look, or I love how that came out. It came out exactly how I wanted it to, and I'm so happy with that one. Beautiful, says Vicky. These are amazing, William, says Susan. Thank you. May says, wow, so cool. Love the shapes even before the glaze, now with the glaze. Thank you, everybody. Kimberly says, that is amazing. They're all very nice, William, says Leslie. Thank you. Thank you. Those seed beads are pretty. Yeah, these seed beads are pretty. Andrew was using these for something. I forget what. Norma says, now I love the orange one even more. Andrew says, could make a little metal ring so it doesn't rock. Yeah, it could. You could easily do that, right? Fit a little metal ring to set it on, and then it wouldn't rock as you were using it. Y'all are good at that. Love those little finger bowls. Love when those mistakes pan out, says Kim, right? Kimberly just added the link to jump over and grab my things if you'd like to grab any of them. Thank you, thank you. Marianne's predicting the orange will sell first. To this group, very possibly, right? To this group, very possibly, because the orange, thank you so much. The orange one and the green one have both sold out. So these two have sold out. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, I guess I should say. I do appreciate that. I do really appreciate that. Love the new pieces, says Susan. Let's see. Kimberly says, I put my leftover beads from projects in them. Nice. Thank you. You predicted right, Marianne, says Norma. Thank you. And then I did make this bigger one. So this bigger one, it has a brown. I kind of like how I got the kind of brush strokes in that one. But there's that one. Leslie says, nope, the green was first. Thank you all so much. I do appreciate that. I do. So I'm glad you all like them. I have, it looks like these three left. So I can't believe my favorite is still there, but this is maybe it's not as much of a favorite. It just was harder to make. The edges are a little thinner than the others, and these are a little bit more delicate. And I'm so happy it all came out. Getting this little lining on the top was, getting that just right was a little bit harder. That blue one has lots of spouts. I don't know if you'd want to use those as spouts, though, Kim. Whoop. I'm not sure that they would work because I'm going to try this, but I don't think that's not a good idea. I'm just going to say it. That's not the best idea. They'll end up going everywhere. There's too many spouts and nothing to force them to a point. I sloped this one particularly with that in mind, leading the beads to that one particular area. This one, I don't think I would not recommend. The pink one gives me Alice in Wonderland vibes, says Susie. This one, yeah, kind of like it, right? Kim says, I was kidding about the spouts. I wanted to try it though, because it's possible. They are shaped kind of the same way. But remember, you have to get these on the Allegory Gallery website. You have to buy them directly there. They are not, I'm getting emails for them, y'all. They are only available at allegorygallery.com. So you can buy them directly on the website. Don't be spilling beads everywhere, says Andrew. Don't worry, I'm not. Yeah, you can grab them on the website, allegorygallery.com. If they're not showing up on the website, they are sold. Actually, I think they still show. They show as sold out. And Kimberly did put a link in there. Oh no, they don't show. If they're not showing, they're sold out. I think on the home page. Yeah, the homepage they'll show sold out. On the link Kimberly put up, the actual collection, the collection is set up to not show things that are already sold out. So that's how that works. But so far, these 4 are still available. These 2 have sold. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. I'm glad y'all love the stuff. Very, very makes me happy. And remember, we still also have the Dolly Parton kits in the online store. And we will be donating to our Imagination Library chapter here at Ligonier Valley Library with a portion of all of those sales. And that is also available on our homepage. You can see those items. But I also built a collection homage to Dolly Parton there that you can see. The first kit did sell out, but the second kit that Andrew made yesterday, along with the luxury bead blend and pendant and the separate pendants, are all still available. All right. So that's that. Now, the other thing that I made that I have not put in the online store yet because I didn't have time to take a picture is my latest vessel, my big vessel, which is this one. I am so happy. I can't even tell you how happy I am with how this turned out. It is a pinched vessel that I made and decorated, hand decorated all of this. Each one of these on the outside, these dots and these line patterns, they had to be gone over. I think I did them 3 to 4 times to give them a nice raised texture. I wanted them to be very much a raised texture on this. So it took 3 to 4 levels of going over each of these over and over again. The ones on the inside, I think I only did once, maybe twice. So I did that. And then this is made up of 3 different colors of glaze that I chose. So I did the blue, I did the green, and I did the red. And I watered it down. I kind of watercolored it down in certain areas where it blends together and tried to blend the colors a little bit together. And you'll see some of that as they transition a little bit into the other colors. But I'm super excited how that turned out. I had all of these together. I carried them home like this, kind of all together. And I just love, like, it just looks like a little colorful explosion, and I'm so happy with how everything ended up turning out. I will be adding the vessel to the online store tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to take a picture of it today. I didn't have the right things up here because I have to do a backdrop to do this, so you don't see all the stuff behind, like all of this stuff behind here. So even though I'm showing it to you anyway, that's not great for pictures of my vessels. So I need to get I have a better setup at the shop. So that's what I did. That's what I did there. And I'll do that tomorrow and get that in the online store. Jen says, I love the tricolor vessel. The colors are so vibrant. Yeah, I'm really happy with how the colors came out. I'm really happy with how these came out nice and raised. That way. Anne says, if you give the bow a lot number, you won't have to take a picture, save you some work. All right. Let me see. I hadn't even looked at, I gotta look at my kind of current pricing here. What did I do? This one is a little bit more work than that one. Let's do this. All right. There it is. AF1, $48. If anybody wants that, we'll start out on that. I really should price that a little higher probably because it was more work, but I know times are tough right now. I'm trying to make things more reasonably, and I kind of this pinching technique, the pinch pot kind of thing, is a little bit. It's a little less frustrating sometimes than being on the wheel, so we'll do it that way. If you'd like to, if anybody would like to grab that, we'll do it that way. AF1. It looks like did I just sell another? I did sell the red one, so the red one is sold as well. So this one, and this one have sold. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, everybody. I just sold AF1. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. That does save me from taking. I'm still going to take pictures, because I need to still do that. But yeah, I need to be able to show it off because you are the only people seeing it right now. So I want to make sure other people get a chance to see what I've been up to because I need the what you call it. Blue, blue, blue. I need the publicity. I need the shots for social media. Andrew says it turned out really good. Thank you, Andrew. Leslie says $50. You guys start a bidding war. I priced my other pinch one at I think 40. I was just looking. 42. This one was a lot more work. I priced some of my other ones though at 48, and the line work is always more because going over each of these individual dots and trying not to smear them or it's hard or but 48 is fine. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm not gonna squabble over that. I appreciate it. I also appreciate that y'all think I can charge more. So I appreciate that too. Kim's here. Kim Butler, thank you for being here. Says nice work, William. Thank you so much. Andrew says, don't forget to take a picture. I have regret over not taking pictures of stuff I sold. Yeah, I have to be careful about that because sometimes I sell them here in the live and then I'm like, I don't need a picture because I don't need to put it online. But then I forget about the things I made. And so I need to remember to take a picture. Kim says, you need the exposure. Good to have pics for your portfolio. Yeah, and I need to have stuff to do on my website or my Facebook page. And to keep the people looking, right? Because Facebook, if you don't post all the time, people stop looking. It's the way it works, because Facebook doesn't show it to people. And it says, plus a picture for your own memory book. That's how I think of my blog. Even though no one reads it, it gives me pictures of my stuff. It's true, right? I know Andrew used to read your blog a lot. And I don't think I realized until recently that you were still doing your blog. You mentioned it the other day. Well, now it's been a month or two ago, probably. That you were still doing that. I always forget people are doing blogs still. Some people are. I like that. I used to have a blog, and then that company went under, and then I started a new blog, and I never really got into. It was on the Google, what is it, Blogster or whatever it was. So yeah, I tried to get into that and just couldn't. I forget what the blog was what was the big blog place that everybody was using for a long time that then they stopped doing it. Um, Andrew says, post some of your process shots for the Patreon. Yeah, I should, right? I always forget that I can post my stuff there too. It doesn't have to be, necessarily stuff that we're doing just, I mean, this is for the store, but um, we're beads art jewelry. I guess this is art. I need to get in that mindset a little bit more. Marion says, did I make that? I must document it. Yeah, because I do sometimes forget. So that's that. Thank you all so much for that love. I appreciate it. And says I used to post every week, but I haven't made much lately, so it's more spaced out. Yeah, it's good when you can get into the habit of doing it, right? It's really good when you get into the habit of doing it. So the items that are left are this one, this one. This is another, like the red one and this one. I do, since this one came out so well with the pouring spout, I do like how that came out. But it was really these two that when I got them back, I was like, ooh, I like that. And I think it's just because it's a little, this feels like a little almost cartoony, right? I don't know what that means, but with these outline lines, I feel like it that's what it reminds, like it's just it feels good. And then there's that. So, and it kind of sits, it has a point that it sits on a little bit. It's still rocky. All these ones that are folded like this are a little rocky. I should have maybe smushed them down, but I kind of like it. But they do find a center. They do find a spot. They can be tipped, but they do find a spot that they sit at. So that's nice. So those are still available. And then, of course, the big one is still available. Shouldn't say of course, but thank you. Okay, let me get back to here. Andrew says, I forget stuff I made. Andrew says, Len was talking about something I made and I was just shaking my head yes, but I don't actually remember. I bet. I bet. All right, let's get on to Weeble wobbles, says Andrew, right? The Weeble wobble, but they don't fall down. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. It's like my pottery. Anne says, when I used to have slow periods of making, I would have new bead posts. I could do that. I got a shipment from AG. I didn't take any pictures of yet. Nice. Yeah, do that, please. Well, we like it when you do that. We like it when people show what they're getting from us. We appreciate all that publicity too that you all do when you post about us, whether it's in the group or especially on your own pages and things. It really helps. Um, Lets people know that we are out there and a trusted source for you. It's one thing for us to say something about ourselves. It's another thing for someone else to say, "Hey, we trust these guys," and we appreciate that. First up, we have some phenolic amber from Andrew's collection. Phenolic amber. Um, and these are generally kind of vintage African amber. Um, and I don't know, Andrew can tell me if I'm wrong in that, but that's generally a lot of times where that came from. And it's a fake amber. Um, it's a type of synthetic. It's a type of plastic. Um, and I think it's like Bakelite. They call it phenol formaldehyde resin, manufactured in Europe during the early to mid 20th century. Um, and this is phenolic amber beads. This is a very large bead. Andrew says it is a type of resin. Anna says, hello, AG people. Hello, Anna. You just caught us. We just started with some of my pottery that you missed. So I have these pieces that have sold over here, and I have these pieces that are still available at allegorygallery.com. Thank you all so much. But welcome, Anna. Andrew says, I just got some vintage Tibetan quote unquote amber. Nice. So I've only got one of these big ones left. This is 30 millimeters by approximately 25. Len is lurking. Hello, Len. Thanks for lurking. AF2, $10 for that bead. One of them available. AF3. These are $8 each. These are like Bakelite. So the prices are a little bit higher on these, but I think we're offering really good prices on these. 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I've got 12 of these available. Anna's making cookies. Nice, Anna. I want some cookies. Then we have these. Phenolic amber. And so these are $8 each, these little cylinders, and they are approximately 18. What did I just do? Measure the same thing twice. 18 by 18. They're about 18 all around. Andrew also wants some cookies. Wine and cookies for Andrew, please. Anybody want to send Andrew wine and cookies? If we do well enough, I'll get Andrew some cookies and wine tonight. And let's see here. I have one more bag of these. These are 14 each. 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 19 of these available, it looks like. Molasses cookies for a work thing tomorrow, Susanna. Nice. Andrew says, sounds like a mistake. Wine and cookies is a mistake. All right, I won't get wine and cookies then. Kimberly's considering a raspberry chocolate dump cake, but I don't have vanilla ice cream. What's a dump? Bunt or dump? Does it really mean dump cake? What's a dump cake? Chocolate dump? These are phenolic amber, and they are $14 each. And these are these little cylinders as well. And these ones are 16 by about 27. 16 by 27 millimeters. AF4. Let's see. I'm with Andrew, Susanna. After work today, I want wine. Oh boy, rough day. Sorry. Kimberly says cookies sound way better though. Marianne says almond biscotti is good with wine. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, let me jump over here. And I think that's all the phenolic amber I've got. I think. Let me look to make sure. I want to bring it all out at once for y'all to see. Yes. But I do have some real amber coming up here. So this was, what is this? AF5. And it was 98. This is a big strand. We'll do it at 76 for y'all. Kimberly says dump pie filling or a can of fruit in a baking dish topped with cake mix drizzle with butter baked till bubbly, more or less. I have never heard of that, but it sounds kind of really delicious. This is Lithuanian Baltic Amber. These are large chips or nuggets of beautiful amber. Look at the quality. Vintage as well. Vintage amber, real amber. Also slightly graduated. So smaller to larger. You've got the larger pieces down here. But look at the deep color and quality of that. Like, it's so juicy. So juicy. And this is already made up as a necklace, so you can wear it as is if you want to. It's even gotten this faux amber, toggle connector. Susan says, love that amber. Isn't it beautiful? And we priced it really well for y'all. We have had amber bracelets in the shop for like $100 and some. So that's just a bracelet size. For this quality, $76 should be a steal. But we know what life is like right now. We have just sold AF2, however. So thank you so much. I will put that away. That one is no longer available. Andrew says, I got that in Tucson many years ago. Andrew says, if you go into the metal room and go in front of the polisher, there's a black bag with tools in it with a small box if you want to sell the Tibetan stuff. Ooh, I don't know how much to sell it for, Andrew. Are they priced? Since we're kind of looking at amber, though, if I can do it, let me go look. In front of the polisher, black bag with tools and a small box. Okay, y'all, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Entertain yourselves, y'all. Entertain. I think I found it. It had spilled out onto the ground like it was meant for me to take it today. Andrew says, I can tell you. Okay, are y'all ready for this, y'all? There's going to be a slight delay as we work on pricing for this because I'll be waiting for Andrew to tell me. But hopefully you're all up for this. Do y'all like amber? You want to see it? Let me get this little box open, though. I can't figure quite out how it wants to open. Oh, I think this. Sorry, it's all, Andrew has it all taped up nice. And I'm totally trying to get in here to open it up. Ooh. And have a bowl of coffee ice cream for dessert, says Leslie. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Ooh. Okay. So there's a few other things in here, but the amber. Let me see here. So let's see here. This is Tibetan, vintage Tibetan, quote unquote, amber. This is what it looks like, y'all. All different shapes. This is not something you'll be able to choose a particular one, but we'll choose one for you. But look at these. Now, Andrew can tell us more about what they are, since it's a quote amber. Is this another phenolic one? Jen says that's cognac colored amber. It is, and it looks like a cognac, right? Nice and deep. This is real. This is the only real amber up here. Andrew says, I'm not selling it all. So you can't have it all, y'all. Andrew, tell me how many pieces you want to sell. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 pieces here. Let me know how much of it you'll be willing to part with and how much you want per piece. And then we'll sell it and tell us a little bit more about it. Len says, now I want ice cream. I almost got ice cream last night, but so I love, okay, so I shouldn't say. So our Sheets sells mostly only Ben and Jerry's ice cream. And they were for a long time doing the strawberry cheesecake flavor. But every once in a while, they switch flavors and get rid of the other ones. And they got rid of the strawberry cheesecake. Now everything is like fudge, like chocolate and fudge, or like fudge brownie with, cookie dough. And it's all has chocolate in it. And sometimes I'm just not in the mood for that much chocolate. Andrew said this is a resin one. Okay, so this is a resin faux amber. and we'll see how much Andrew wants for them per piece and how many of them he's willing to sell. Sell 12 of them for $9 each. All right, $9 each. 12 of them available if anybody's interested. Tibetan faux amber. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 7. Did I do that right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Well, that's what I thought. I thought there was an even number. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So these are going away. This is an Andrew stash. So there's 12 of these available, $9 each. And it says, yes, chocolate and fudge and brownies. Yeah, and I just want like something without chocolate, right? Sometimes I just want no chocolate. Don't want to deal with having chocolate. I just want a nice strawberry cheesecake flavor, and they got rid of it. And so I really don't want any of their ice cream. So at least it's cut back on my ice cream consumption, I guess. But it was sad the other night. Last night I went out. Andrew wanted a he loves the Cinnabon uh muffins that they're making now. And I got him a Cinnabon muffin, and I was going to get myself some ice cream, and they didn't have any ice cream that I wanted. So I ended up getting, what did I get? I got chips and a yogurt parfait instead, which a yogurt parfait is pretty dang good, I'll say. Chocolate is life, says Norma. I just can't have chocolate too often. I feel like it's too rich. There are 6 of these coming up. Sorry, I've got to get them all separated out from one another. I just heard something roll, but I don't know what's rolling. 6 of these. We have them at 14 each. And let's see. Kimberly says, we like to keep Klondike bars in the freezer. It's the perfect amount of everything. I do appreciate a Klondike bar. I have to say, it's not too much chocolate most of the time for me. And I do like their ice cream. Whatever that ice cream is, I do like Klondike's ice cream. There are some other things like that that I like. I'm like, I don't know what kind of ice cream they use, but it's really good. All right. Oops. These are similar. The reason I pulled these is these are similar to the kit Andrew made for the Dolly Parton kit number 2. We used the pink variety of this, and these are the blue. So in case you wanted some like coordinating shapes to go with that, this is the blue variety of the pink. I don't know if I still have, I think I took the kits. Oh, there's one. So this is the pink that we used in the Dolly Parton kit number 2, and this is the blue. So that's $14 each. AF7, I've got 6 of those available. It's a really cool shape. It's kind of a twisted coin, and then it's faceted on the edges and the top and bottom. And they are approximately 10 millimeter coins. AF7. Let's see here. My hub's favorite, Susan says, is raspberry sorbet. We do love a raspberry sorbet in this house too. The rain has hit the DC area. Yeah, we had a lot of rain come through earlier too. The rain was crazy in Philly today, says Leslie. Raining here too, says Len. Yeah, we got the rain. Thankfully, it stopped pretty quickly, but it scared Gilbert apparently. Gilbert's been hiding ever since the rain came down. All right. I thought we'd be selling more of this amber than we did. Thought y'all would like this, but I guess I was wrong. All right. Usually it's a hit whenever we pull this out. Rarely. This has been like hidden away for a long time. We only offer it very rarely, the phenolic amber especially. AF8, $6 is this strand of these AB coated purple twisted coin vintage check beads. That's a mouthful. There you go. Andrew says, show it closer. Show these closer. Look how beautiful that Tibetan faux amber is. That's a really good look-alike right there, I'll say. Really good look-alike. And so there's that one. There are these ones. These are kind of etched into to give it that extra look. And then these are more of a kind of semi-transparent look or translucent look. Anna says they're gorgeous, all of them. I think so too. I'm surprised we haven't sold any of them except the big one. Andrew says the Tibetan ones are ones I got from my own jewelry. I've used it in the past and got all I could. One of my friends is retiring and sold me her stash. So these, if you don't get them tonight, you will probably never get these off Andrew again because he's going to use them in his own jewelry. So get them if you like them. They're going to go back to his stash after tonight if you don't. Not easy to get the good stuff, the good and real stuff. Like these are, you know, it's real old stuff, real vintage, right? Not fake vintage, which happens sometimes. AF9, $8. This, I love these. These are these vintage check. They've got hole drilled across the top, you can see, and then they've got this little indent in them. And I guess you could probably put a crystal again in there if you wanted to. Set in a crystal on there if you want, or it's just a cool design feature. Very odd. I think pretty rare, I'm guessing, design. I've not really seen a lot of these. I think we've only ever had this one color. And you get 2, 4, 6, 8 beads for $8. AF9, one set available, one lot available. Oh, and size on these are about 18 millimeters. 18 millimeter. Laura says the wind is blowing. Oops. Let's see here. I'm getting, sorry, I just got this onslaught of like text messages. I'm getting so many junk text messages now. And I don't know why. If somebody, that kind of scares me a little bit because I'm like, is somebody using my number for something? Because I just got a ton, for like 6 or 7 messages that are not from people I know or anything I know. That's not great. Sorry, y'all. And says my email is so weird. I'm having issues sending. There, I just had some. I had to. That's how I saw my text messages. As I was restarting my email program, and then I saw that I had like 7 text messages, 6 of them from things I don't, weird accounts. We've sold 9. Thank you so much. Oh, somebody else just tried to buy 9. So that is. We've sold 1. Thank you. We've sold 2. We've sold 9 multiple times, but I only got the one of those. Nobody wants anything else there? Not anything else? None of the amber? Okay. I'm sorry you're having email issues, Anne. Andrew says, oh. And okay, wait, what are we doing here? Andrew says, the one real amber I got in Tucson, it was at one of the old motels along the highway. It was from a Lithuanian woman, and she almost didn't let me in the room. By the end of it, she invited me to go visit her. She said we could go to their amber festival. They take scoop nets and wade in the water and fish for amber. Wow, that's awesome. So that's this strand he's talking about. Andrew's making friends with people, as he usually does. Oh, thank you. Number 6, we've just sold 4 of these. So we have 8 of them still available. 4 are sold. 8 are still available. All right. How's everybody doing? I feel like I'm so disjointed today. I hope it's not coming across too much that way. I'm getting a little bit of a frontal headache, and I think that's not helping. I did not drink enough water today, I think. AF10. See, I at least remembered we had none. This is $10. This is a really good price on this. Vicky says, did I get AF8? Let me... Nobody got AF8, Vicky. If you sent an email for AF8, I did not get it. Andrew says, you're fine. Good. Good. Shake it off. Shake that headache off. No, I feel okay. I'm good. Kimberly says, all good tonight, but I'm working on trying to have a migraine. Don't try. Don't do that. Yeah, I'm hoping mine's not turning into that. Marianne says, Baltic amber can be found on beaches, major trade item for the Vikings. All right, this is AF10. Is this gorgeous piece of hand-carved labradorite. It's a cabochon. And it is stunning. Only $10. That's a big piece for $10. It's a big piece for $10. And this is 22 by 25 millimeters. Andrew says, can you bring the DVD player home? Oh, for the computer. Yes, send me a text message, Andrew, so that I see it on my phone right before I leave. Laura says, my mom wanted me to buy amber during a science conference. I went with my father in Poland. I ended up carrying a huge garbage bag of amber on the bus right before our flight home. Nice. Kimberly says, that is gorgeous. Anna says, I had a migraine today too. Oh no. No, no, no. Vicky, I'm looking to see if I see any emails for 8. 8 is still, or help me hook up the one here. I think I hooked it up. I think I got it hooked up. I think you just have to put it on the other source. And we put those remotes somewhere. Did we put them in one of those boxes? I think the box under the thing. You just have to change the TV to the other source, and I think it works. The DVD player at home now. We just sold 10. Thank you so much. Kimberly says, when seasons start changing, I get migraines. It's trying to blow up right now. Yeah, you and me both. Trying not to do that. Let's not, right? Let's see here. Okay, so 10 has sold. Thank you, thank you. 8 has just sold. Thank you, thank you. 8 is the purple. Sold. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Where's my bag for that? I'll throw it in here. Andrew says, I have some big pieces of amber I'm going to carve. He says, I'll wait until you get here. Oh, for the TV. Yeah. Okay. All right. Andrew, do you actually want wine and cookies or not? I got an Akira Blunt DVD. I don't know who that is, but I know you got a DVD the other day. Vicky says, I bought a big honkin' strand of amber 30 years ago. I hate to think of what it would cost today. Yeah, that's rough, right? It's expensive today. That's why this is such a good price, because this is an old price on that for real high quality amber. Okay, I'm gonna put 3 away. Make some room here. Susan says, I do feel a shift with the seasonal change beginning. Laura says, okay, the lightning is too close now. We got some thunder and lightning a little bit. We didn't get too bad around here, thankfully. I'm going to go ahead and put away number 4. Andrew said, cookies, maybe, but I have to work. All right. All right. Laura says, my childhood backyard got hit by lightning twice. Yeah, so one time we were at my grandmother's house, and if you know Western Pennsylvania goodbyes, we had said goodbyes. We had said goodbye to my grandmother. This was during Thanksgiving, I think, about 6 different times, and we were just about to go out into the yard, because we had said our goodbyes 6 times, which is about the appropriate number. But we apparently had one goodbye left because she had something that she wanted to get for us and give to us before we left. And thank goodness she did, because we waited in her kitchen. And at the exact moment we would have been beside the tree in their yard, that tree got struck with lightning. It came down through the ground, blew off the cap on the water well that they had in the yard, and we would have been hit. 100% would have been hit by that lightning if we'd all been in that yard. At least it would have come up through the ground to hit us, because it came up through the ground and blew the cap off the well. Thank goodness we had gone right back into the house from the porch to wait for her to come up from the basement to get something, because it struck just as we would have been right there. And so it was very scary, but we were very lucky to have not been in the yard at that point in time. Akira Blunt is a doll maker who passed away. We have one of her dolls. Nice. See, we have things I don't even know from people I don't even know. Good thing Andrew keeps track of all that. Um, one of these days we have to take some kind of inventory of what's in our house and name it and, put the maker. We've just sold number 5. Thank you so much. The Amber has sold. Because one, if anything happens to Andrew, I'm going to have no idea what anything in our house is worth. But also, we're both kind of forgetting at times who's made what and where it's come from and all that. I know I certainly forget, but Andrew is starting to forget in his, um, as time goes by. All right, I'm gonna move these down. Laura says, I don't want to repeat that experience. No, of course you don't. Andrew says, I had some amber that had been carved with Viking symbols based off ancient designs. That's cool. Susan says, my parents had a tree that was struck by lightning a couple of times. Yeah, and I know this tree because it had some issues, but it was just that it had been struck and we would have been literally right under that tree when it was hit. Or at least close. We would have been closer to it than the well was, and the well got zapped from underneath. So I'm 100% sure we would have too. It was really, one of those, like, you felt like your life had just been saved. Now this is an exquisite strand. I'm going to give you a discount on this too, of quartz. It's these are quartz drops, faceted drops. What am I doing? That's not the right number. I'm like, we are on 11. My goodness, William. AF11. Got myself confused by moving these around. Okay, there we go. AF11. I feel like we should be further than this, but I've been talking so much. Let's see. Andrew says, I was thinking of starting an Instagram of our collection. That'd be fun. And says, although there is that thing. Do we show everything we've got in our house? We're so public. Anne says, I sometimes think about that. What would happen to all my beads if I pass? Would my sisters know what to do with them? No. Yeah, that's like I think about that, because it's obviously going to happen at some point. Would people know what to do with our stuff if something happened to us? Some people might, but my family definitely would not have a clue what anything was worth. I wouldn't have a clue what most of our stuff was worth if Andrew were gone. Laura says, I wonder why certain trees get struck over and over. My poor tree wasn't even that big. Vicky says, my car broke down in a horrible storm. I didn't have a phone with me, so I needed to walk to the store to call for help. I felt tingling, and then lightning struck the tree that was about 20 feet away. Wow. That's wild. Yeah, the tree that hit at my grandparents' house was probably less than 20 feet away from us where we were standing. Thankfully, we were on the porch or had just come in from the porch, but we would have been, like 2 feet from that tree. Look at how beautiful this is quartz. And it's got some like lemony portions. It's just so pretty. It's not perfect, and I like that. I like that. Kimberly says the brios are spectacular, aren't they? And they're nice and big. And the fact that they're not perfect makes them even nicer to me. Like, I love the inclusions. You see, they add some little bit of rainbow to them. But it's a beautiful strand. It was $65. I'll bring it down to 45. I've only got the one left. AF11. That's an awesome deal. Just saying. The beads on there, the brios are they're nice and big. They're about 15 millimeters by 10. So nice and big, good to work with, not too big, but really nice to work with. Big enough that hopefully, like, if you're using them, you're not worrying about too much about snapping off the points, right? They're not tiny, tiny. And they give you some substance to see if you're using them for like earrings or something like that. Jen says, yeah, I try to let my sister know how to tell the value of my beads so she doesn't sell boxes of jewelry supplies on Marketplace to get rid of it all. Well, you have a system, Jen. You're categorized in a lot of your stuff. I know some of y'all have like dedicated categorization systems. We should be better at that for our personal stuff, but the store stuff has stuff, but our personal stuff, eh, you know. Let's see here. Let's do this. I don't know if this is a good price, or let's do this at $6. This is a Gaia bead. And this is it. $6. Really cool Gaia ceramic. Really pretty colors in there. One available. It is approximately 20 by 24 millimeters. Anna says, I bought those quartz from you before. Love them. They are stunning, right? They are stunning. Thank you for saying so, Anna. And at $45 for that last strand, what a deal. They're 223 carats. That's telling you that. But just look, one more look at them, y'all. Oh, Susan says they're so tempting. At $45, they are tempting. 100%. Right? Vicky says, I'm finally labeling my beads with sort, date, purchase, and price. My beading buddies get all my beads when I'm gone. Nice. Nice. Leslie says, lightning struck a tree right in front of me on the New Jersey Turnpike one night when I was driving home. Ooh, that's scary. That's really scary. Some species of trees have higher conductivity than others, which makes them more susceptible to lightning strikes, says Marianne. How about that? How about that? This was a maple that got hit in my Graham's yard. Big old maple tree. That's mostly what they had around their house, was maple trees, though. Now these are lovely. Look at these. These are my color right here. Look at these greeny meanies. You get the whole lot of these. We'll do that for $6. Let's do that. $6, good deal. These are a check glass, vintage check, greenies. And these are approximately 5, 6, 7 millimeters. That old 7 millimeter number popping up again. By 17. 7 by 17. What a weird size. 7's not so weird for vintage stuff, but 17? Anyway, you get all of them for $6. We've just sold 12. The Gaia bead. Thank you so much. And it says, oh, you found the old vintage beads. I know, right? I dug a little bit today. Hopefully I didn't dig too far into anything of Andrew's. But I did dig a little bit today and found a few fun things here. Len says, on most, not all, I have bags labeled with price per bead. Great green color, says Vicky. Isn't it? It's such a fun green color. It's so bright and limey. I love it. AF14. Let's see here. Oop. We've just sold 13. Sold 13. Thank you so much. Let me take that off the board here. The bag is too small. Those old, some of those really old plastic bags for these vintage beads. They're too small. So I'm gonna get a bigger one here. It says, love that green. Oops, somebody else just tried to grab that green too. Sorry, I only got the one. Make sure you're watching in the present, y'all, too. If you're watching on YouTube, it allows you to watch in the past. I always let people know that little live sign on YouTube. If you see the live sign and that dot is gray instead of red, you are watching in the past. So always click on the dot or click on that live and make sure that dot is red. All right. Oops, somebody else just tried to grab the greenies. Sorry, just the one. I wish I had more for y'all. Andrew says we should adopt someone to take over for us. Your niece and nephews don't seem too interested. They're too sporty. Yeah, I don't think they're interested in the bead haul. Once we're gone, who knows? Who knows what will happen before we leave this earth? But at this moment, they do not seem exceptionally interested in what we do. They enjoy it. They have fun doing it, but it's not like it's not their thing, you know? Maybe someday. All right, AF14. We've got this vintage glass. This is like it's kind of I think it's made to look like a reconstituted Amazonite, but it's a glass, or at least a reconstituted quartz with some blue coloring. But they're nice. They're glass, nice long strand. Leslie said, did I get AF10? Let me see. You did, Leslie. You got AF10. Yes. Anderson, maybe Luke, he likes to dance. Yeah, he might be he's young right now, but he might be into some of the creative stuff. He does like to dance. He likes to dress up and play in costumes and things, so he might be interested as he gets older. You never know. Let's see here. This is 15 by 6 millimeters. Beautiful strand. Only one left, so I reduced it down to $12. It's a vintage strand. Susan says, I have to refresh my iPad several times during each live. Very frustrating. That is frustrating. It is. I know that when I watch lives from people on our cellular service, oftentimes I have to hit that live button to make sure I'm staying up to date because it seems to lag behind a little bit once in a while. So I just like to mention that to all of you. If you're watching on YouTube and your little red live dot isn't red anymore, you're watching in the past and you may miss out on things because of that. All right. These were 24. I'm going to bring them down to 18 a strand. Let me see how many I have. If I should bring them down. Oh, I only have 4. So I'll go ahead and do that. 4 strands available. This is beautiful micro-faceted neon apatite. Andrew said that's pretty wild. It works well for me. What does? What works well? The cellular? You watch on cellular often? Usually it's when I'm at the shop. So what I do is I use my hotspot though. I'm using my hotspot cellular to my computer and then running it through that. And that's oftentimes when it slows down. Marion says, I don't have a red live dot. You should. Everybody should. If you don't, you're not live. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. Oh, come on. This is really hard because as soon as I stop moving my cursor, it stops. Okay. Let me show you what I mean. For all of those who might be confused what I'm talking about, let me see if it's synced here to my desktop yet. There we go. There it is. Yeah, you have to use your mouse or scroll over the video. And then down here, you'll see that little live area. If that dot isn't red, you are not watching live. You are in the past. It goes gray. So you tap on that live dot and it brings you to the present moment. That's a little way you can check because it'll look like sometimes the red line up above will look like you're live, but it's not. So tap that little red dot and it'll bring you to the present moment. All right. Okay. Let's see here. These are real microfaceted neon apatite. Look at that color, y'all. Leslie's going good night. Good night, Leslie. Thanks for joining us. Beautiful neon apatite. Stunning, stunning color. These are real stones. They are not dyed. They are naturally like this. And they're nuggety goodnesses. They're kind of like heishis, faceted heishis. You get 1 strand for $18. And they are approximately, let's see here, 3 millimeter beads, AF 15. Halfway through, y'all. Halfway through. Thank y'all for being here. We've only got 14 people. We dropped to 14 people watching. I don't know what happened. Laura says, I'm watching on my phone. If you tap the video, the live dot is on the left. Yes, it usually is. Even on the computer, it's on the left. It's on the left. Like for me, it's up on the left by your volume and pause buttons. What happened? Did I get boring for everybody? I'm boring everybody. Dropped in numbers. Oh, there we're back up to 20 suddenly. Thank y'all for hanging out. I don't know what's going on with the numbers. It's lying to me. Marion says, okay, tapping makes it show up. Yeah, you gotta acknowledge it first. Andrew says, I made fried potatoes for dinner. Oh, good. That sounds like a good dinner. Fried potatoes. I can make some corn when I get home too. We can have some corn and fried potatoes. Sounds like a good deal. Oh, bother, the rain started up again, says Laura. Oh boy. We needed some rain though. It was starting to get dry. All of our plants were starting to dry out. I almost went out in the yard today to water things, but then I realized I was running late for work. And so I didn't, and I should have, but I'm glad I didn't because the rain came out. I did water the pear tree up here. Um, but oh, this is so sorry. I got distracted in talking versus looking. This is so pretty. I did water our pear tree up here and then it rained, but that's all right. I needed to use some of our water here so I could empty the dehumidifier anyway. Marion says, but mine is on the right just to be contrary. You and your androids, right? Folks probably refreshing. That's probably what it is. That's why the numbers went down. Look how pretty these are, y'all. Vintage, I believe Czech. Vintage Czech. They're kind of they're like a green blue. Look at how pretty those are. They're big strands. Susan says, yum, what time is dinner? Which is more like a midnight snack for me. Yeah, our dinner is going to be midnight. Andrew said, some folks are just contrary, LOL, right? Even your computer knows it. This is a 12-inch strand, and these beads are 8 millimeters. They're so pretty, y'all. They're like a blue, like look at that. They're like a blue green. I've never seen. I mean, I guess I've seen these before because we've had them, but maybe not under this good light. Those are pretty. AF16, only $10 a strand. That's a heck of a deal for a 12-inch strand of vintage Czech glass. Okay, I'm going to put Andrew's beads, his Tibetan amber away. Somebody got 4 of them, but we still have 8 available. That's it. If those don't sell tonight or maybe in the replay before morning, Andrew's taking them back because he's going to use them for his own jewelry. Andrew says that's too cheap for that. I know it is, but that's the price that once upon a time we put on it, one of us. So we're going to leave it on there for today only. Next time, if these don't sell, next time you see them, they're probably going to be a lot more expensive than that. That's like a $24 strand, probably. Between the dual color and the size of the strand, I'm going to put these away. Nobody grabbed a 7, I don't think. We did just sell one of the 16s, so there's only 2 of those left. If you're looking to get them, that's it. Get them now. They're going to be a lot more expensive in the future. I think those got priced when we weren't under the good lights like here. And I didn't realize they were a dual color. Right? Cindy says, what is AF11? AF11 is this stunningly nice strand of gorgeous quartz. These are quartz faceted briolets. Beautiful. Like we said, they're not the perfect, right? They're not perfect. They're not clear, but I myself, there's also some rutilation in here, you can see. I myself prefer this kind of thing. There's also tourmalination in some of these. Hello, Cindy, by the way. And that's an extra good deal because I've only got one of these strands left. AF11. Just one left. And so instead of $65, I've really brought the price down. This is the last chance at those at that price, if anybody's looking. AF14, AF15. This is a glass. This is a vintage glass. It's like a it could be a reconstituted quartz. You're seeing some stripies in there. Sometimes that happens. It's some kind of glass. AF15 is an apatite. Beautiful apatite strands. And then AF16 is this. Oh, we just sold another one. We're down to one of these left. The bicolor glass vintage check 12-inch strand. Oh, somebody just bought 11. Thank you so much. That one has been sold. And 16, the last 16, somebody tried to grab two of them, but we only have the one left. So you got one of those. Thank you. Thank you. Cindy says, I just can't wrap them very good. We were talking about that earlier, how these are nice and big. So they give you more of a substantial point to wrap instead of those little tiny, tiny little, sometimes they come down to like a millimeter thin, right? These are nice and substantial, but they're sold. Thank you so much. I'm going to put those away. Cindy said those are gorgeous, aren't they? Okay. Put these away. Where are we here? 8, 9, 10. Fit those in the right place. 11. 12, 13. For those of you who are just tuning in, I just wanted to show you, I did debut some of my ceramic pieces tonight. They are in the online store at allegorygallery.com. If you like these are the ones that are left. I appreciate those of you who grabbed some tonight. The ones that sold, just to show y'all, are these. These ones have sold. Yeah, this one I forgot that one has the green bottom, and then this one has also sold. So thank you who are buying my things, and thank you those who are interested and appreciate looking at them. Those are in the online store if you'd like to grab those. Okay, let me move these over. And then we are on AF17. All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Been a fun night so far. We've enjoyed hanging out with you. Hopefully you've enjoyed hanging out with us. Let's see here. What do I want on these? I've only got two of these. Two of these. Oh, almost just one of these. Got two of these available. Let me see. These are. I'm going to separate out a strand, but I think when I do that, yep, no knots. Let me tie this in a knot. One moment. Andrew says, I kind of want to go to Herkimer for my birthday. How far is it? We might be able to pull that off. Okay, now, scissors, snip that, I'll let it safe. All right. Let's do these for $10 each also. I've got two of them. These are miscellaneous strands of vintage check. Miscellaneous strands of vintage check glass. So there's all different things on these strands. Each strand is different. We've got two of them available. I love these ones, the black and blues, but they're all in the blue tones. Got some flowers on this one, some coins, some lumpies. I don't know what you call everything. But just fun strands mixed. These are all vintage check beads. Yeah, in the blue shades of blue. This is the other one, just so you can see. Fun stuff, some flowers, some shells. some squares, some all different things. That's AF17, only $10. Super inexpensive too. Cindy says, I just came on, so I don't even know what's going on. I caught some kind of cold from my grandkids. I'm kind of weird, congested headspace right now. It's the same thing as we do every night, Cindy. You don't have to be confused. Never be confused. We do this 5 days a week, and it's always a chit chat portion at the beginning, which is where I showed my pottery, and then the live sale. You're just in the live sale portion. But sorry to hear you're in a congested headspace. I can barely breathe through my nose at all. I'm like taking gasps of air through my mouth because my allergies are so bad, and my lungs feel congested too. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it, right? If you're really feeling it, come on, take some cold medicine if you can. Knock yourself out and get a good sleep. That's what I like to do. Take my melatonin, take my valerian, take my cold medicine, knock myself out. Whoops, my battery's running dead. Let me plug in my phone. Almost missed that. Ooh, good thing I caught that. Okay, here we go. Next up, ceramic by our friend Harry Wood. We have this beautiful pendant, skulls. Skulls. Marion said, colds in the summer are such a pain, aren't they? Aren't they? Why is my computer screen suddenly so dark? I unplugged it, but it shouldn't go that dark. This is a beautiful skull pendant by Harry Wood in ceramic. It's a nice big pendant or an ornament. Remember, they can be ornaments, they can be wall hangings. You don't have to use these as jewelry, especially these big ones. This is about 43 millimeters by 48. It does have a bail, so you can easily hang it. Use it on your holiday tree. If you do a Halloween holiday tree, AF18, $14 each. Sometimes people think the ceramic just has to be used as a pendant and they don't want to buy it because it's like, I don't wear big jewelry. Put it on a holiday tree. Hang it on your wall. Hang it around your house for spooky season. Many ways. Many ways to use it, right? Don't limit yourself. Y'all, don't limit yourself. Kimberly says, I am 11 months post-op from my sinus surgery, and aside from random runny nose, I've not felt congested. Oh, that's what I dream of. Not feeling congested, that would be amazing because my whole life, my nose has always felt congested. So he says, that's what I thought I was going to start my allergies, but been taking allergy medicine every day. Then my throat started hurting. Now my chest is burning, tired and nauseous. You go to bed. Cindy, what are you doing? Go to bed. um, let's see. It says, yeah, I took Dayquil. That made me more nauseated. I took honey Dayquil, and that stuff is disgusting. I've used honey Dayquil. It doesn't taste the best, but it works. That's the thing. It really worked for me. This is my husband actually likes it, but I think it's the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted. It is. I can't take normal Dayquil anymore or NyQuil or any of that because of my heart issues. So I have to take corticidin, which is a special version for people with blood pressure issues and heart issues. So I take that. But Cindy, you need to go to bed. I'm like mama here. Go to bed, Cindy. Look at this. Look at this gentleman. Isn't that a cool pendant? That is also a pendant by Harry Wood. And this is a ceramic pendant. It's stamped Oscar Crow. That's Harry's company, was Harry's company. And there's one of those available. AF19, $10 only. And it says, if you can't wait, I would recommend looking into the surgery. Yeah, I have to see. I take 3 different allergy pills a day. I take an Allegra. I take I don't know all their brand names. I take a fexofenadine, I take a loratadine, and I take um, cetirizine. I take 3 of them a day just to try to breathe. Um, Corticidin, I may have to check it if it's available here. Yeah, Marianne. HBP, I think. Corticidin, HBP. Corticidin, HBP for high blood pressure. But it's supposed to be like what people with like I have AFib. And I was told to take that so that it doesn't, the other stuff, the Dayquil, NyQuil, for people with heart fluctuations, flutterings, it can sometimes spike those for people. That's what I've been told. This is not a medical channel, y'all. Ask your doctor, but I'm just saying what I was told. Cindy or Susan says, Cindy, I can't do either liquid NyQuil or Dayquil. Too gross. Just the caplets. The gel caps are like horse pills. You can't swallow them. They are giant. They are giant. Kim says, looks like Teddy Roosevelt to me or Franz Ferdinand. Um, Cindy says, no, I have to fight through it. I can't let it win. Fighting through it sometimes means napping, Cindy. That's what I do. Yes, Marianne. Coracedin, I think it's all eyes, if I'm not mistaken. Coricidin, high blood pressure. Andrew says, I was cleaning up the room they were staying in and found a ring. Yes, I put it on the nightstand. If it's the same ring, maybe it's a second ring. I found it on the floor the other night and meant to write to Len. Len, are you watching? Found a ring. Cindy says, I will not let it win. Cindy. Sometimes, y'all, getting rest is not letting it win. All right, this is $14. This is another Harry piece. I found a few Harry pieces. I figured I'd show it. Cindy says, if and when I get a fever, you will see me in bed. All right. This is a raku piece by Harry. Look at this beautiful raku glaze. Ooh, this is an owl I know we have owl lovers out there. Jen says, for a while I had heart arrhythmia. I quit coffee and got through the withdrawal. Then my doctor said it didn't matter. Oh boy. Len says, a ring, my silver with garnets. Yep. I believe that's it. I saw it in the nighttime, but it looked like it had garnets in it. Found it on the floor by the bed the other night and put it on the nightstand. And then I forgot to tell you because, of course, I found it late at night and put it on the nightstand. And then I saw it last night. I'm like, oh, I should tell her, but it was like 3 a.m. or maybe 4 a.m. And so I passed out. I'm glad Andrew saw it and remembered. This is an owl pendant by Harry Wood. And this one is only $14 and it is approximately 28 millimeters by 38 millimeters, AF20. And says, that was my mom's. I had a feeling it was one of your mom's ones. So he says, my daughter literally whistles when she takes a breath. That's how big the hole in her nose is. What? Laura says, is counting after the thunder really accurate or is it an old wives' tale? I don't know, but if it's an old wives' tale, I found it to be accurate, or at least telling you if it's coming or going away. Donna says, my doctor told me I had to stop taking Dayquil because it ran up my blood pressure. If I have to use something, I use Flonase. Donna, ask your doctor maybe about Coracedin HBP because it does not have the stuff in it that is supposed to spike blood pressure. It's specifically for people that already have high blood pressure and for people who have heart, arrhythmias or fluctuations. check with your doctor about it, because that's what I use. My aunt also has AFib, and that's what they told her to use. And it works just as well as other stuff. Kimberly says the owl is splendiferous, isn't it? It's like, chung, 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 chung. It's beautiful. AF20. Cindy says, believe me, when it gets to the point I have to sleep like all day or whatever, you know it's bad. That's when I ended up in the hospital for a week. No way. No way. I've learned you do not let it get that bad. You do not let it get so bad that you end up in a hospital because you don't want to rest. No, no, no. If I did that, my grandparents would be like, what are you doing, kiddo? What are you doing? You don't. That is not winning. That is not winning. That is losing. Don't lose. This is the last pendant I've got by Harry, AF21. And I've got one of these. It looks like it's broken, but that's the way it's made. I love how it's got that kind of old fractured look that he made on that. You can see that it was made specially that way. It looks like it's broken off. Looks like an old relic of some sort. And that one is $14, AF21. Susan says, love the owl, especially the glaze. I know, right? Yeah, my mom gets sick a lot from her grandkids, Cindy's saying. My mom does it, Meemaw. She's Meemaw too, and she gets sick a lot from her grandkids, but but she rests. She rests when she needs to. Just saying. You got to keep being able to see those grandkids. You can't end up in a hospital, so you can't see them. They got to visit you there. That's no good. All right, let's see here. You do what you want, though. You do what you want. Let's see here. Kimberly says, looks like Mary, very, very pretty. Right? There we go. We got this here. This is a recreation bronze coin pendant, and that's AF22. AF22. One of those available. Len says AF19 could be a cool steampunk project, right? This one. Make that steampunk. I could see that happening. I could see that happening. Anne says, my sister stayed sick all the time when she was a child's librarian. Now she works with adults and is never sick. Yeah, those kids, I tell you, the kids are dangerous. Just saying. All right, I'm going to put this away. This is the last strand. You got that special deal. 15 down to 12. 15 down to 12. AF 14. Let's put that back. No one grabbed that. 15. Nobody grabbed any of the neon appetite. That's a special price too. 24 down to $18 per strand. Really pretty stones, natural stones. Still have 4 of those available. I'm going to take a drink, y'all, because I am dry throated. Little germ broker, says Anne. It's true. It's true. That's funny. All right, let's move these down. Move these up. All these hairy pendants. And then the bronze pendant there. Susan says, my hubs taught school for 3 decades. He was always sick in the winter, and he and I spent the entire winters trading colds back and forth. That's no good. That is no good. I'm glad you're out of that zone. out of that life. AF23. These are fun, I think, anyway. I know some people have not been liking the metallic plated vintage plastic. I don't know why. It's one of my favorite things, but these are $3 a pair. I've got a number of pairs available. Not an unlimited number of pairs, but I do have a number. And these are these beautiful brassy plated vintage plastic large beads. $3 a pair. It's only $1.50 a bead. And they are about 24 millimeters. 24 millimeters dimpled rounds. Susan says, so am I, William. I bet. I bet. There you go. Beautiful. I love these. These remind me. So my grandmother, in her house, she used to have, you know, those touch lamps. You just touch them and they turn on. And she had one that was exactly this color. It was brass, and over time it patinated with these beautiful darker colors. And these remind me exactly of that lamp because that is the color that it was. I always loved those lamps. Let's see here. Ba-ba-ba. And then we have AF24. What's next? What's next? Ooh, I like these. Let's do this at $6. $6 for the lot of these. Oh, we just sold a 14. What's 14? 14's the blue glass. Thank you so much. The vintage blue drops. Thank you, thank you. This is $6. AF24. Look at how beautiful these blues are. And Susan, I don't know, Susan Siegel, I don't know if you're still out there. If these would match, these might be a little bit lighter. I can't, from memory, I can't remember. From memory, I can't remember. If those would go with what you're looking at in your piece. I think these maybe are a little more teal. These might be a little bit more teal. I pulled them just in case for you, but I think they're a little bit more teal. But they're beautiful blues. And they're these kind of elongated bicones. And they are 25 by, about 7 millimeters, somewhere in there. And you get the lot of them for $6. One lot available, AF24. A faulty memory. I know, right? AF25. Okay. Cindy's gonna listen. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. You want to get sick? You get sick. You do what you want. And it says, yes, your body being sick is saying stop so it can heal while you rest. Right? Oh, we just sold 24. We just sold 24. Let me grab that and put that away since that is now gone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You're so lucky to get that every once in a while, right? Oh, somebody else tried to grab 24 as well. Sorry, it is already sold out. 25, y'all. Let me see if I can. I'm I'm going to snip one of these off of here, off of the main branch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these available at $6 each. These are vintage check glass. Cindy says, I got my box in the mail from you today and just can't believe the quality of the things I got. See? Unbelievable quality. That's what we're going to say, right? You won't believe the quality you get from us. No, we try really hard. Believe it. We try really hard. AF25, $6 are these vintage check glass. If we wouldn't use it ourselves, y'all, we would not be selling it. We would not be selling it if we didn't use it, if we wouldn't use it ourselves. We'll never sell you something we wouldn't use in something we make. That's what I think helps us stand apart from everyone else. Some people will just sell things to sell things. If we're not willing to use it, we're not willing to sell it. These are beautiful leaves with a gold luster in there. Vintage check glass. Nice big leaves too. These are useful. They are 15 millimeters by about 9 to 10. One of them, no, I'm sorry, 8 of them available, $6 each. Marianne says, one of my colleagues at the dairy didn't rest when he was sick and ended up off work for 6 months. Don't do that. At least you're in Canada. You probably had some health insurance, some time off. It'd be really, if I took 6 months off work, we'd be sunk. If either Andrew or I tried to do that, or had to do that, I mean, we'd work for each other or try and make it up, but that would be really, really hard. Of course, I don't know his situation either. Let's see here. Ooh, what are these little gemmy goodnesses? Ooh, where's my triangle? Well, maybe I'll just use my dish. There we go. Look at these beautiful, lustrous, gorgeous vintage glass beads. Look how pretty those are. We'll do those for $6 for the lot. AF26. AF26. One of those available. They're really fun. They're kind of sparkly. They've got a little bit of a golden glow blushed on. They're dimply, like kind of sandblasted. And they are about 8 millimeters. You get the whole lot of them for $6. I don't know where my triangle is, but my dish does just as well. Actually, probably better since it's a different color than white. We sold 1 of 25. Thank you so much. That just popped up. We just sold 26. That just popped up too. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and put that right away. Right away. We still have 7 of 25. If anybody's interested in those leaves, we did not sell out yet. 7 of those. Let's see here. And put these in the bag carefully. Carefully. AF26. AF27. Let's do these ones. These are $6 each. These are lampwork glass, artisan lampwork. Heading into winter, dare I say it? Dare I say it? Oops, somebody tried to grab 26 again. Sorry, those are sold out. These are lampwork glass beads. And these would probably go really, really, really well with these, right? Maybe? Maybe not. Depending on what you put with them. I was thinking they were more, these are more yellow, kind of with that golden hint to them. These are more of a stark gray white. Look how pretty those are, though. Lampwork glass beads, they're $6 each. I should put that on there so it's very clear for everybody. 2 of them available. We sold another strand of the leaves. There are 6 now of those available. Cindy says, I wish the quality of your beads and things could show through the camera better. I know. It is what it is, right? I think, so this system we use now is much better than the one we were using before. Everyone says that the quality is so nice on these, at least this camera. The other system we used was not as great, but there's nothing like seeing it in person, right? Nothing like seeing it in person. Anne says, Cindy, it's true, but I always know I can trust the quality with my vast AG experience. Yeah, Anne has been with us for a long time. Thank you, Anne. We've sold one of the 27s. One of the 27s. We still have one of them left. Laura says, fall, William. We have pumpkin spice lattes before hot chocolate. Not me. I go right to mochas, y'all. I go right to the mocha. I'm not okay. You can get me with cider, apple cider, but I don't do the pumpkin spice. I'm not a pumpkin spicer. Are you a pumpkin spicer or are you oh, we just sold the second one of those. Thank you so much. Are you all a pumpkin spicer or are you an apple ciderer? I feel like there are 2 groups, very distinct groups. I'm an apple ciderer, but like Starbucks, it's so stupid because Starbucks makes this apple cider, and all they do is they take Mott's apple juice, stick it under the steamer, and add whatever spices, whether it's cinnamon, I don't know what spice, but they use the syrups, and they just steam it, and they make this drink out of it, and they pour caramel drizzle on the top, and they charge you way too much for what that is, and it's even more stupid because not every Starbucks carries it, or even will make it for you. And one of the Starbucks was like, yeah, they're like, it's really stupid. We have all the stuff, but we're not allowed to actually put it on the menu. So it's really strange, but I love it. I have to say, I indulge, even though it's it's just something I can't steam a latte at home, so I get it. But I watched them make it. I'm like, that's literally or apple juice out of out of like a plastic container that they put under the steamer and add a few things to it. Let's see. Jen says, William, you're already in mocha in the sun. I drink mochas year round, 100%. Laura loves both. Marianne's voting mocha. Len is an apple cider. Dawn is an apple cider. Laura likes caramel apple as well. That's pretty much apple cider. You add that caramel in there. Perfect. Susan says, no pumpkin spice for me. Apple cider and caramel and vanilla flavored drinks for me. Now I want an apple cider donut, says Norma. Yeah, I don't like the apple cider donuts, I have to say. I've never had one that I actually like, but I love real apple cider. Cindy says, yes, I ordered one time and knew I'd be a customer for life. Jen says they could at least use real cider. Nope, they use Mott's apple juice and they put in some spices. I mean, I know that costs money. They put a shot of this and a shot of that or whatever it is. These are also, I should really talk about the stuff I'm selling, right? AF28. These are lampwork glass rings. And these are artisan lampwork orange rings. So y'all asked, Laura, you asked for the spooky season, or you asked for the fall stuff. So here you go, some fall orange. Um, this is your pumpkin spice time. Got these. They are $3 each. There are 2 rings available. Artisan lampwork glass. I don't know by who. That's why the price is only $3 each. If we knew by who, they might be more than that. But $3 each. Jen says, I second you on that donut, Norma. See? Somebody likes that apple cider donut. I don't know why. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. But you know what I also love? Recycled sari silk. Is that a good transition? Look at that fall color. I did pull some fall stuff for y'all. Don't worry. I've got 3 of these available. They're $6 a bundle. 3 of them available. I'm gonna forget what size it is, so I'm gonna let me open one of my other bundles here, and I think they are 6 feet, but I'm gonna check. 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 to 6.5 feet is what we make them. We usually give a little extra to make sure we didn't cheat anybody out of anything. So usually around 6.5 feet are these sari silk bundles. And they are $6 for the bundle. Sorry, I didn't put the tag up there. AF29. AF29. Let's see here. Marion says, if the cider is not at least mildly alcoholic, it isn't real cider. I don't know. I think it just has to be spiced, right? A lot of farms, apple orchards up here, they call it apple cider when it's in the groceries, and it's just the spiced apple juice. They don't call it apple juice. That's not apple juice. That's apple cider. I'm going to disagree with you, Marianne. Marianne says, or 2 meters. Could be, yeah, 2 meters, 2 yards, over 2 yards, over 2 meters. 2 yards is longer than 2 meters, right? A meter is a little bit shorter than a yardstick. Am I right in that? Let's see here. TJ's had a box of apple cider donuts. Maybe I'll try next time I go shopping, says May. Nice. Laura's storm's finally over. Hopefully it stays over. Jen says, good stuff, William. My selections tonight, you mean? I hope. I hope you've all liked them. AF30. What else? What's the last thing tonight? I got this. Another sari silk bundle. This time with a pattern. I think it's a great pattern for fall. It's really fun. Is this one? It's got little circlies. I don't know, little circles in there. And it's this beautiful green color, this kind of sage color heading into fall. That's a good color, right? End of summer, early fall. Marianne says, yes, of course, Americans are never wrong. Never, Marianne, never. So yeah, there we go. Look at all those. Look at all those. Hopefully y'all like this stuff. Isn't it fun? Wouldn't one of these with like this hanging? We hang stuff just from our ceiling sometimes here. Like Andrew has a few ornaments and things that we just hang from our ceiling. That'd be beautiful hanging off of something like that, I think, right? Play around, y'all. All right, y'all. That's it. That's it for me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. I enjoyed hanging out with y'all. Remember, I have some of my pottery in the the online store. That's what I'm trying to say. Some of my pottery in the online store I just put in there. We just put the new kits today that we debuted yesterday during the live. So the Dolly Parton kits, where a percentage of each sale is going to our local chapter of the Imagination Library in Ligonier. We will be making a donation once we sell those. And if you want to grab those, they're in the online store, allegorygallery.com. And what else? Um, Anything else? Oh, yes. Don't forget, Saturday, we're having a special live with our friend Danielle Wicks. And hopefully you'll watch us. Hopefully you'll watch us. We are going to be talking about our fine pewter, and we're going to be making things on the fly with our fine pewter. Um, yeah. Hopefully you'll join us. If you have any fine pewter, hopefully you'll make along with us. And have some fun doing that. And if you do, hopefully you will post it in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group, y'all. No, Marianne, we're not going to start calling it Lake America. No, we will stick to the Iroquoian words, right? So yeah. Yeah. Mary says, fun show, lots of lovelies. Glad y'all enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging out. What else? That's it. That's all, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Have an amazing evening. And I'm gonna go get Andrew some cookies. And then I'm gonna head home. But I'm going to do the spreadsheet and invoice first. If you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email. That's the best way to always reach out to us. Even our Instagram and Facebook away messages tell you send us an email. So just bypass all that and send us an email first. It's the best way to reach us. I will try and get back to you, depending on how much research I have to do, within a few business days on anything. And that's it. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing night. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate all 20 of you making it to the end here. And we will see you back here. Remember, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, for the last live from just us this week. And then we'll see you on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time to hang out with Danielle Wicks on her YouTube channel. And I think we're going to be able to share it to ours. I got to get that worked out. But you'll at least find us on her YouTube channel over there at Danielle Wicks Jewelry. All right.